Hello everyone. So this video we will talk about how to read Kundli and learn under 7 minutes. Now I would cover only the houses in this video and everything else would be covered in the part 2 of this video. So let's start with how you first of all read a Kundli. So whenever you look at a Kundli, always remember that you have to count it anti-clockwise. So going by that logic, this is your first house. Now you count anti-clockwise. So first house, second house, third house, fourth house, and so on up till the 12th house. Now you will always see that the first house will have a certain number in there. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it can be any number till 12. So these number represents your lagna. So if let's say you are an Aries ascendant, so I will say that you have Aries in your first house. Now if let's say you have number 2 in your first house, so I would say that you are a Taurus person. You are a Taurus ascendant. Why? Because you have Taurus in the first house. Remember that you can have any number in the first house, but the houses will always remain the same. So first house will always be this house and second house will be this, and third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh all the way up to 12th house will always be same in any Kundli. Now let's see what each house represents. The first house represents you, your personality, your face, your head, your hair. Whichever number you are born in, it will represent the karma that you are meant to give in this lifetime, the karma that you are meant to fulfill in this lifetime. So the sign in your first house will represent the path that you are meant to walk on in this life. And the first house is naturally ruled by the sign Aries, whose lord is planet Mars. Now the second house represents your wealth, your voice, your family, and also everything that you value. Second house is naturally ruled by Taurus, that is Venus. So the stronger your second house, the stronger your income and the stronger your ability to save money. Now third house represents short-term travels, your neighbors, your younger siblings, and the way you communicate in public, your public speaking, and also the way you present yourself in out public. The natural energy of third house is ruled by Gemini, whose ruler is Mercury. Now your fourth house is ruled by Moon because the sign Cancerian naturally falls here, whose lord is Moon. So fourth house represents your home life, your peace at home, your stability in life, and also your mother. Every property that you buy, be it an asset, be it a vehicle, be it land, is represented by your fourth house. The fifth house is ruled by the sign Leo, whose ruler is Sun. So fifth house represents your children, your creativity, your hobbies, love life. So any hobby that you have, your creative talents, everything is represented by your fifth house along with your education. Now sixth house represents the energy of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. Now sixth house represents your daily life. Everything that you do on a day-to-day basis, your daily routine. Sixth house is the house of disputes, illness, diseases, court cases, along with your enemies and also your bad fortune. So whenever there is any planet in the sixth house, some kind of karmic backlog is being transferred from the previous lifetime to this lifetime. Then comes your seventh house, which is ruled by Venus because of the natural energy of Libra. So your partner, your marriage, the way you behave with other people, the way you work in partnership is your seventh house. Seventh house also represents opposite gender. Now you will see an interesting pattern here that first house is the exact opposite of the seventh house and vice versa. That means everything that is represented by the first house, the opposite would be represented by the seventh house. So first house is you, seventh house is the person in front of you. First house is your own gender, seventh house is the opposite gender. Now eighth house represents your in-laws, your joint assets within the marriage, that whatever you collect with your partner, whatever money that you collect with your partner and save with your partner is your eighth house. Now eighth house is a very unpredictable house. Again, it is the opposite of the second house. So second house represented your income. Now eighth house would represent the income that you share with your spouse. Second house represents your family. Eighth house would represent your partner's family. Eighth house is ruled by a very deep, unpredictable sign, that is Scorpio, which is ruled by the planet Mars. Then the ninth house is naturally ruled by the energy of Sagittarius, whose lord is Jupiter. Ninth house represents long-term travels. Everything that the third house represents, the opposite would be represented by the ninth house. Third house represented short-term travels, ninth house is long-term travels. Everything that you relate with temples, religion, Your pilgrimage is represented by the 9th house. Third house was day-to-day communication. 9th house is your higher level knowledge and high philosophical communication. 10th house represents the outer world, opposite of the 4th house. 10th house is ruled by Saturn because of the natural energy of Capricorn. 10th house is your career, your workspace. Like 4th house represented the comforts of home, 10th house represents the harsh reality of the public. Now 11th house represents the things that you wish to achieve. It is ruled by Aquarius, whose lord is Saturn. It represents your network circle, the people that you connect with, and the people that you gain from. It also represents the income that you make. Now whatever you spend, your losses or your expenditure in general is your 12th house. So 12th house is naturally ruled by Pisces, that is ruled by Jupiter. So 11th house is your achievements, 12th house is your losses. So 12th house represents foreign lands, long distance travel, overseas travel. Like 6th house was your day-to-day life, 12th house is the way that you zone out from life. It represents your sleep and also the divine, the universe. So 6th house represents the day-to-day reality, 12th house represents your dreams and something which is not in reality, so your abstract thinking. So this was the most basic video of how to read Kundli and what each house represents. And next video we will cover the signs and the planets and how together you need to read a Kundli for that matter. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.